Good morning, my esteemed viewers. You're welcome to today's political broadcast. Today is the 2nd of August, 2025, and we are still discussing Nigerian politics. Now, under the immediate past and present administration, the Northwest and the Southwest regions are the highest beneficiaries of political appointments and projects. I repeat, under the immediate past and present administrations, Buhari and Tinubu, the Northwest and the Southwest regions are the highest beneficiaries when it comes to appointments and projects. Those who are saying the North is disfavored against the South are deliberately distorting this reality. I want you to put down your comment on this statement from a Northerner. You see, the North has gone full ballistic on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The propaganda is real. Like I said, propaganda is like telling you the truth that you want people to know, but not telling the full story. So the propaganda from northern Nigeria has gone to another level. This is another one. I believe they share this in their WhatsApp group. There has never been such a nepotistic administration in the history of Nigeria like that of Tinubu from a northerner. Now, they said president is Yoruba, chief of staff is Yoruba, army chief is Yoruba, custom boss is Yoruba, FIRS boss Yoruba, CBN boss Yoruba, EFCC boss Yoruba, SSS Yoruba, NNPC boss Yoruba, NUPRC boss Yoruba, NIMASA Yoruba, Minister of Solid Minerals Yoruba, Minister of Petroleum Yoruba, Minister of Finance, Attorney General, Accountant General, IG of Police, Fire Service. This is what they really would be sharing on their WhatsApp group because North has been out of relevance for just 2 years. Now, the reality is it true that Buhari's administration, Tinubu's administration, the Northwest and the Southwest have been the biggest beneficiaries? But under this Tinubu administration, I believe the Southwest has benefited more. Now, let's make an argument for the 7 and something billion that is being used to renovate the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. When we talked about the tax bill, states that make more will get more. I have said this before, that we need to challenge ourselves so that we can be creative and build around what we have, because these are the realities of restructuring. The realities is that when we start restructuring or resource control, it is what you have that you use to develop yourself. So Lagos is an avenue for revenue. Lagos MMM International Airport, the kind of revenue that facility brings needs a whole lot of rehabilitation. We know that the government of the day is not transparent, does not have integrity, and the way they spend money, we cannot trust them. But in reality, if you are going to allocate, like out of the 900 billion, you are going to allocate a lot of money to any of the airports Lagos should have. I know why the North is crying. It is because they are gradually being phased out from the national power structure. That is why they are crying. Now, another report we have this morning, countdown to 2027, INEC kicks off nationwide voter registration August 18. INEC kicks off nationwide voter registration August 18. Another report this morning, the Northern Caucus of the National Forum of Former Legislators have thrown their weight behind the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2027 elections. This is how Guardian newspaper put it. 2027, ex-Northern legislators back Tinubu's second term bid. See, like I told you, forget about governance now. Anything that this current administration says about governance, my brother, run away. It is politics, politics, politics. The Southwest, in quote, has been conquered. At least Tinubu is assured, according to the statistics from his structure of criminality, he has been assured that he will get 65% vote. Now he's moving towards northern Nigeria. ex-Northern legislators back Tinubu's second term bid. I wish we can interview one of those legislators that attended that meeting with Gbajabiamila. You know, politics, you need to start looking at how these guys are playing their politics. I understand that the way APC, you went and had to look for people that are not in power that you can influence with whatever, however you are going to influence them. You brought these northern people, you brought them together, and you are using them to score a point that northerners are supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Do you know what the media does to you? Your perception is key. When we talk about media, we talk about perception. And the APC understands this thing they call perception. Now, when they carry out propaganda against Jonathan, many people, they use their propaganda to sway their, like, they tilted, they change their minds, they change their perception. Because perception will help you act and react. So this caucus of not former legislators, northern former legislators, using that, they are trying to appeal to the perception of some element of northerners. This is what the APC is doing. It is politics. See, you people don't understand who the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is. I'm not praising him, but you need to understand your enemy and the capacity that your enemy has at the moment in order for you to fight your enemy. See, when they went to Babylon, 10 spies were sent to Babylon. 10 people. They told them, go to Babylon and search for us. Tell us what you see. What is there? What do you see about the people? You know, I'm talking about perception. APC is using its propaganda machine to work on the mindset and also to influence the perception of Nigerians. Is that they are using their propaganda machine to make you like lower your guard, not wanting to vote, so that they can perfect their rigging plans. Or they are going to use their perception to make you see like they are trying their best. They are not bad after all. All of us are the same, but let's give this man a chance. That is what the APC perception and propaganda machines are willing to do. I've seen that is, in fact, that is what they are doing. This digital media summit that President Tinubu had with some people from northern Nigeria, some very few people from southeast and the southwest. Now, it is critical to know that most of this bigotry going on, I can tell you that it has a backing. It was clear that yesterday when they attended that digital media summit, I saw a lot of APC Yoruba Ronu influencers that has been playing bigotry, Igbo and every other person that have been playing bigotry. I saw a lot of them there, and they were acknowledged by the president, and I knew that, wow. So the audacity these people have a backing. There's some statements I don't want to say, but the audacity these people has a backing. That's why, you know, when Buhari became president, Fulani all of a sudden developed wings and started harassing. I hope that is not the same thing happening under a Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. Well, maybe that's how politics is being played in Nigeria. Maybe if you have an Igbo president or a Ijaw president or whatever president, every ethnicity will now find the guts to start speaking up and defending their brother. Like I told you, Nigeria is not united, not one. So the propaganda machine of the APC is meant to work on your perception. But some of us, we understand the system, and I can tell you that APC cannot give you good governance, except you have a different definition of good governance. Whatever English that they are speaking today has been spoken in the past, and this is where we are. Restructuring, some people may have good intentions, but if you don't restructure Nigeria, all your efforts will be thrown into the dustbin by some other persons that will take over from you. Nigeria is complex. People have different agenda. So if Tinubu comes with a good intention and fixes some things, some other persons will come and do his own. That's how Nigeria has been run over the years. I've told you before that democracy is not suitable for us as Africans. Democracy is not our thing. Democracy is a tool that the West is using to put us under their control. How many times will I say this? If you look at countries that have been challenging the US, and you see there's a 15% tariff, global trade tariff, Nigerians are affected. So the US is using their muscle to make sure that you don't rise above them. So they put a system that makes you disagree within yourself, unstable, and you're fighting yourself, that makes you not realize that you need to develop. You see, if Nigeria has peace for 10 years, you will see the development that will like creep in. You see, it has gotten to a point whereby people don't really expect good things again. They just expect things not to work because their mindset has been infiltrated by the reality of Nigeria this, Nigeria that. Everyday corruption, everyday stealing, insecurity, this and that, abuse of power, human rights. Some people, since they born them, they never see good governance with their eyes. So when you introduce good governance to them, this is what is expected. It looks so strange. That's why I'm saying that it depends on what you think or define as good governance. What good governance is to you might be different, but this APC, that good governance that will ensure that you have stable electricity, that you have access to healthcare, that you have loan. Let me stop there. The APC does not have what it takes to deliver you. That's why restructuring is the key. Now, this thing Northerners are doing, this propaganda they are pushing, I'm not against Northerners pushing the propaganda, but I want to understand one thing. I have said it before. Everybody has an agenda. What is the Northern agenda? Because from their body language, I see the agenda Northerners are now pushing. I see the agenda. Because all of a sudden, they have decided to be activists. Under Buhari, they were not activists. Under Jonathan, they became activists. Under Buhari, 8 years, they were even fighting people. They were threatening people up and down. They were using religion to say haram. Protest is haram. But why is it that under a Tinubu... See, I don't like hypocrisy. I know that equally, Tinubu's camp and Buhari's camp, all of them are hypocrites. And hypocrites have nothing to do with good governance. There's no how you want to twist it. See, people have left morality for something else. People don't believe morality can give anything anymore. They just believe that you can be bad and fix some things. They believe so. Oh. So, whatever it is, two of them are hypocrites. Why is the North so desperate to remove President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Why? Because if it were, I have said this before, somebody will say, this guy is working for Tinubu. And if Northern Nigeria is being dominated or conquered by the Fulani, I do not accept anything from that Northern Nigeria. I'm telling you. You see, the most important thing is for Nigeria to be restructured. And the Fulani would not want that. That would be the last thing they will ever want. I have said this before. We are fighting ourselves here in the southern part of Nigeria. Igbo and Yoruba. The Fulani, they are looking at you. Fight yourself. We don't care. We are happy that you are fighting yourself. You are not united. But don't go to the area of restructuring. No, none of you should try and say you want to restructure Nigeria. So they see some little symptoms of what Tinubu is doing. And even though it may look like restructuring, it may not look like restructuring. Because restructuring does not have one meaning. Even though it may look like restructuring or not, it is taking them away from like the power structure in Nigeria. They are being eliminated. I read something here now. When they were naming President Yoruba, Chief of Staff, I mean, even though some of them they are wrong, custom bonds Yoruba, they are being excluded, exempted from the power structure in Nigeria. And the North cannot survive without them being part of the power structure in every generation of leadership. So what is that thing that is, and Atiku is taking advantage of the fact. What is that thing that is pushing them to want to rescue Nigeria? It's because they're out of power. I tell you a lot of things. And they don't like a southerner lording over them. Tinubu has really bruised this guy's ego. They are not different from each other. I asked somebody a question. What is the difference between APC and ADC? Okay, let's remove those. What is the difference between Atiku and Tinubu? What is the difference? When Buhari was doing all he was doing, the Southeast did not complain like we did not kill ourselves. Somebody is telling me that anybody that supports Tinubu and because what Tinubu is doing against the Southeast, this is this one. Now, when Buhari was doing his own, did we die? Even under Buhari, there was so much onslaught in the Southeast. He even called us dot in a nation. Yet we really survived. Tinubu's administration, 8 years. I know that at the end of the day, with all the bigotry going on, he is going to shoot himself on the leg. And the thing that pains me the most is that the people that will bear the brunt, that will get the attacks, are his people, not him. Because as elites as they are made for life. Whatever actions Tinubu is taking now, the resentment, because I believe that, man, this man is so much fixing Yoruba in every, and it's good. It's good fixing Yorubas in every sector of the society. There's one thing that comes with that: exposure, experience, and contacts, connection. 3E. Exposure, experience, and you create relationship, you create connection, contacts, and everything. That is what he's doing. And the North is angry. But we in the Southeast, somebody was asking a question. A young lady was asking a question. Do Igbos go to school? I looked at the young lady and I laughed. You see, I want us Igbos to start having a different approach to things now. Whatever you are doing, do it low-key. Don't come out and show off. If you're having your master's, your MSc, whatever, you do it. If you are having your degrees, if you are doing a business, if you are doing something like extraordinarily, bring it low. Let us create a generation of people that have skills. Compulsory. A network of people that would go get education, get a skill, and start doing something tangible. Let us not, like, I looked at the lady and I shook my head. I love it the way the Igbos are keeping it low-key when it comes to education. You might not see them around the corridors of Nigeria, but I can tell you a whole lot of people are running some shows. They are running some things on the ground. That is by the side. So at the end of the day, if Tinubu does not restructure the country, the people that will bear it, they know themselves. The Yorubas are well connected now. They are well traveled. They are well read. I give it to them. See, I will not be that Igbo person that will start coming out and start showing myself. Because I detest all these Igbo billionaires which have no cultural value to the Igbo people. Money means road, see money, and they have a connection, and they decided to leak somebody's, I don't know, let me not use that word, and they will come and start. We are not in the generation of showing off. See, a generation that is coming of young Igbo people, we are not showing off, we are building capacity. That is what we want to do. Build capacity, transfer it from one generation to another. That is what we are going to do now. Let us watch North and Southwest run the show. At least Tinubu has 8 years. If he wins the next election, we'll sit down and watch. It does not stop me from doing my courses. It does not stop me from having that skill. It does not stop me from making contacts, which might not be. Because I have seen one thing in Nigeria. I've said it, we are not one. I've had my experience. You go to some places, some organizations, the bigotry is already there. Me, I use my name, Christian Chuku. I don't even hide it. so that you know that I'm an Igbo boy. But some people that have these conversations with me, they'll say, you're not an, you don't behave. People that know me till today, they say this one are different Igbo person. No, this one will be Igbo. But I'm proud of using my name. When I go, I see the resentment from some angles, some areas. I see it. But that does not stop me from moving forward. There's one thing people don't know. See, this thing happening in Nigeria, whereby some people will seize political power and start using it for their own benefit, and think they can suppress other people. Nobody is being suppressed, though. You are even making people hate you the more. You are making people re-strategize to fight you the more. I see some of this banter on social media. Some people went to meet the president. Those ones that will come online and start attacking Obi this and Obi. They'll think that it will bring down the obedient movement. No. People will be much more resolved. They'll be looking at how can we re-strategize against these people. You see, sometimes wars create more enmities. War, the enmity, no be here. Just that if you are fighting war, become more stronger. You are the oppressor. Make sure that you are much more stronger at every point in time than the person you are oppressing. If there's the person you are oppressing might be laughing with you and like do normal things with you. But anytime that he is able to handle power that he can use to fight you, he will not blink twice. He will not hesitate. He go use them against you anytime he has the opportunity. So now that Tinubu is president, he has the opportunity. Use it and cement a position of restructuring. See, I want him to have a kind of absolute power to be able to influence the Senate, influence every other person. Somebody is afraid that if he's influencing Senate, he will make himself life president. Now that I'm going to say, army, coup. Army self for Nigeria, they go. And that time they go do coup. If Tinubu make himself life president, now that time army, they go not say army self. Tinubu, they fear them. They're just obeying everybody. So don't be afraid of that. He needs that absolute control to be able to do some certain things, because of there are people that really would never ever want him to restructure Nigeria. May God help Nigerians.